Hello everybody, this is Robin over at Trinity Design Studio today. How are you doing? I'm waving hi, how are you? I'm trying out a new camera setup, so we're going to see how this works. If you're joining the broadcast, I'm going to try to see who is joining me. It's supposed to show me at the bottom of the screen, but so far I'm not really seeing any names pop up, but hopefully, okay, there we go. Hi Lydia, how are you? Anyway, this is Robin, and I want to give you my information so you know how to find me once the broadcast is over. Hi, how are you guys doing? Hey, Becky. I am with Trinity Design Studios, and I'm with Stampin' Up, and you can find me online in multiple places, and here is all this information for you. And I'm just going to set this aside, and I'll bring it back at the end of the broadcast so you can see. Let me just show you the card that I'm going to make for you today. Hey there, how are you, Becky? For all my replay viewers, just know that the names are popping up on the screen, and as I can see them, I'm going to be saying hi as I'm able to, as I'm showing you how to make this really cute card. I've been in a fall mood the last few days. If you've tuned into some of my broadcasts over the last couple of weeks, you know I've been doing a lot of Christmas stuff. And Christmas is great. It's my favorite holiday, and it's coming up, I know, but fall is here first. So yesterday I was actually doing some crafting with my daughter. We were just sitting here enjoying our last day of summer together. Y'all know school started back for most people across the country today, but she went back last week. Anyway, so we were crafting together yesterday, and I was kind of playing around with just some retired stuff. And okay, let me just show you, because I have to. I can't help it. I was playing around with some retired stuff, and I made this cute little box. And I wanted to play with that acorn punch. There's a new punch that we have for the fall. So I made this little acorn. I was like, what do I do with this? So I had some retired paper on my table, and I just made this little box out of the gift bag punch board. And okay, if you're really nice and you give me lots of hearts today, I'll come back and show you how I made this little cutie. It was very fun and very easy, but that's just kind of what I was working on yesterday, and I made a couple of those. So anyway, but it got me thinking about fall, and I wanted to play with some of my new fall things. Yay, thank you for the hearts. I really appreciate that. Okay, so keep giving me hearts, and I'll come back and I'll show you how to make that little box. I promise, I promise. But anyway, I wanted to play with these. Can you see the leaf here? This gold leaf. Love this Glimmer paper, by the way. But I wanted to play with these leaf framelits. And let me find my package here on the table. There we go. And here is the whole... who's on their way to Massachusetts? Oh, hi, Jean. Have a great trip. That's my good friend, Jean. She's heading up for a crafting weekend with her son-in-law. So hopefully she'll have a good time and a safe trip. She's coming from Virginia. Anyway, so this is the leaflets, framelits, and I wanted to play with those. So I just pulled them out and decided I'm going to make a gold leaf and see what else comes up. So I pulled out my trusty hardwood, oops, yep, just knocked that over. Hardwood background stamp. I use this a lot. Y'all know that. It's one of my favorite background stamps. Do you guys own this? If you own this stamp, you have to comment or hearts or tap the screen or something if you own this. If you don't own this, this is one of, okay, good. I'm glad somebody out there owns this stamp. If you don't own it, you have to have it. It's just one of those great background stamps that is good for so many different seasons and purposes. You can do anything with it. But you can see I stamped it on the background of this card right here. So how about I just get started showing you how to make the card? Does that sound good? All right, so I'm going to set this aside. Say goodbye. Bye. Bye. Okay, there it goes. All right, so I started with some crumb cake cardstock, and I cut it. It's a full piece of cardstock, 8.5 by 11. I cut it in half, so I've got a piece that's 8.5 by 5.5. And I've already scored it down the middle at 4 1/4. And I'm just going to fold that in half. And I'm going to use my bone folder, increase that fold. Now, I like to use my background stamps without the block. I normally buy them on wood mount because I display them in my studio, but there are some that I have doubles of because I use them so much, and this is one that I have doubles of because I use this all the time. If you take my classes like Jean does, you know I use this a lot. So anyway, I like to use them off the block if they're not already mounted on the wood. So I'm just going to lay that flat on my table, and we're going to use soft suede. This is the ink color that I'm using today on the crumb cake cardstock. And all I'm going to do, I opened up my ink pad. Oh, and you're wondering what that is? So the ink pads all come with stickers on the bottom like this, and they're in 4 different languages. So I can read English, which is good. It says soft suede. I put that right there on the end, show you the right way. But these other ones, I don't know what that says. There you go. It's a foreign language and I don't speak that. So I took the one off the bottom and I cut the ends off. And put the little stickers here inside my ink pad. And that way when they're open on my table, because a lot of the ink pads are really dark, when they're open on my table, I can see the color right there. And it helps me not get so confused because that's easy to do, you know. It's just one of those things. So anyway, I'm going to take my ink pad and I'm just going to ink it. I'm going to stamp it, mash it, however you want to call it, right into that background stamp, just like that. And it's nice and inked up. And I'm going to take my cardstock, my folded cardstock, and I could use either side. This is my card base. I'm just going to lay that right down on the background. And I'm taking some grid paper that I've folded in half because I don't want my fingers to get inky. And I'm just going to rub like that to get that ink transferred to the card. And voila, there you go. Beautifully inked background. I love this. Love this. I love the technique. Love the design of this hardwood background stamp. It really is truly one of my favorites. So the next step in this, because we have just a one layer card, well, it's a one full layer card when you consider it's the card base is the card. The next step I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and stamp this greeting right here because I have my ink pad open. And it comes out of a stamp set called Among the Branches. Hello, thanks for joining me in the studio. This is Robin. Anyway, it comes from a stamp set called Among the Branches, which has 3 different seasons for you. You've got Halloween with the spooky greeting, you've got Christmas, making spirits bright, and then Autumn Wishes. And it says Autumn Wishes and Tasty Dishes. So I think that's for treat packaging. And I know there's a few of you who don't really get into treat packaging. I'm sometimes do, sometimes don't. But today I don't want my card to say Tasty Dishes. I don't know that that would be really appropriate to send to a girlfriend because she might be thinking I'm saying she's a tasty dish, but whatever. That's for her husband to say, not for me. Anyway, so when I stamp that, I'm actually going to cover up the Tasty Dishes part with a piece of lace trim. And I'll show you how I'll do that. So I'm going to take a piece of cardstock, another piece of crumb cake. This is scrap cardstock. And I'm using my foam pad. This is a pad that you can use for paper piercing as well, but it's great for our photopolymer stamps. These stamps are photopolymer, which means you can see right through them. Let me pop that out here. You can see right through them, and you can see I've used the spooky already. That's another project for another day, I promise. I'll show you that one too. But anyway, I love this because they are perfect placement when you stamp with these. But you also want to use the foam pad underneath of them when you stamp because it gives you more even coverage on your cardstock. So I'm just going to get my ink pad and ink that up. Oh, okay. Trying to get this new camera angle right here for you. You guys like this so far? Those of you that have watched my broadcasts already, do you like the new camera angle? If you do, you can say hi. You can tap the screen. I know you're out there watching, I can tell. Anyway, so I inked up my stamp, and I'm just going to stamp straight down on my cardstock and pick straight back up, and there you go. Perfectly stamped image. Now, I cut this out with a Big Shot, which I'm not going to do for you on camera today. So I already have cut one of those out, stamped it and cut it out, and there it is, ready to go on my background. And as you can see from the card, I have another layer there. That is Blackberry Bliss cardstock, one of my favorite colors. It's great for fall. Oh, what's up with my thing? There we go. Get rid of that. So anyway, Blackberry Bliss, this has been around for a year. It's one of our in colors, and it's really one of my favorite purples. Purple's one of my personal favorite colors, too. If you've seen my picture, you know I got purple in my hair, so I got to have it on my cards, right? Anyway, so I'm going to take my greeting that I've already stamped and get out some trusty Fast Fuse. Fast Fuse, the secret to Fast Fuse, remember I taught you this last week, a really light touch, just barely touch it to the paper and check mark, and you've got perfectly dispensed adhesive. How are you doing? Thanks for joining the broadcast. I'm glad you tuned in. I'm just going to put this right in the middle, as best I can, in the middle of that Blackberry Bliss cardstock right there. And I'm going to set that aside for a second because I need to cut a piece of trim, and we are using, this is the Venetian crochet trim. Look how pretty that is. That is so delicate and lovely and lacy. If you like frou-frou, it's great for that. If you like eclectic, it's great for that. Honestly, I could use this on just about anything. And I've used it on this card, which is kind of rustic, so that's kind of different. And I'm just going to take my craft and rubber scissors, craft and ribbon, whatever. I use them for ribbon. Look, they have a ribbon tied around the handle so that anybody in my studio, including yours truly, knows that they are for ribbon only. That's my clue. Yeah, when you get old, you have to leave clues for yourself in your studio. So that's just what happened to me. I had to leave clues for myself. So there is my little piece of ribbon. And I'm going to take that, and that's just going to go right across that Tasty Dishes line right there. She's going to block it right out. And I'm going to use mini glue dots. These are mini glue dots on a roll. And the way I use my glue dots, I just peel back that cover right there, and I expose one dot at a time. And peel that up. And can you see, I don't know if you can see that on there or not, maybe. Yeah, you can see it gleaming a little bit. See the glue dot right on there? And go to the other side of the trim and just peel that up. There we go. And I'm going to take this and not stick to my thumb. Thank you very much. My thumb is not going to go in the mail with this card. That's just going to go straight down on there. Just like that. I need to do a glue dot re-education camp. I know, right? One of the things I do when I get my glue dots, thanks Lydia, that's really true. One of the things I do when I get my glue dots, I automatically take them out of the box that they come in, and I throw the box away, because inevitably I will put them back in my box with glue dots exposed, and then we have lost and missing glue dots. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I don't like losing those glue dots. So yes, that happens to me all the time. So I just leave them on the roll like this, and everybody knows what to do with them. The box is really the problem. So no more boxes for my glue dots. So anyway, I've got my two glue dots on here on the ribbon. And the next thing I'm going to do is add the button. And I've used these gold, love these gold basic buttons. They're awesome. You get 32. Look at this. You get 32 in a package. I could truly put all 32 on a card. They're so pretty. And look, they come in different styles. See, they're all a little bit different and all sweet in their own way. And they're just kind of that nice matte, shiny metal. Yes, they are pretty. I love these. They're some of my favorite things. I just love most of everything at Stampin' Up. Don't hoard them. That's not good. You shouldn't hoard them. Lydia's telling me she hoards her buttons. I don't hoard my buttons. I just use them, and then I go on to something else. But I love so many of the buttons and embellishments that Stampin' Up offers. This is one of my favorites again. So gold, and we've got a gold leaf, so it's going to all tie together. Now I'm going to show you guys a trick. I don't use ribbon to tie my button. I use something else. Well, it is ribbon, but it's in a different way. And I've already tied one up for you. There's my finished one that's going to go on the project. It's going to go on with the glue dot. And what I do is I take a piece of our burlap ribbon, which is really wide. It's like 1.25 inches wide. This is probably the ribbon I've bought the most of over the years that it's been available. And I just cut off one of the sides, and I peel a piece out of the ribbon, just not like that, but that's a little too short for the button. Peel it just like that. Can you see that? And peel that down. And I like our linen thread, and I use that quite a bit as well. But this has a little different texture to it. When it comes out of the big piece of ribbon, you've got like crimped. It's almost like using a crimping iron on your hair, but it's on the ribbon. So you've got crimped ribbon. And just thread that through the button and tie it off in a little bow, and you have this little embellishment all ready to go on your card. So next thing I'm going to do, what am I going to do, Lydia? I'm going to use a glue dot. There we go. Expose that glue dot, stick the button right down on there, and that's going to go right there. So there we go. There is the main embellishment for my finished card right there. Now that's going to have some dimensionals put on it. I don't know what I did with those. They're here on the table somewhere. You guys still with me? Oh, no naked dots. Exactly, no naked dots. I love it. That's awesome. So 3 dimensionals on the back of your circle in a triangle pattern, and that's going to give you enough to make it even. How many of you guys use dimensionals and find these all over the house? Yes, I've seen pictures of them on your pets' noses and other places, and in the car seat when you go to pick up your kids from school. Yes, they end up everywhere. So that's going to have 3 glue dots right there. And the next thing we're going to do before I put that together and finish the card, on my cat, yes. I don't have a cat, but I have a dog, so I get you. I know. These things are everywhere. They're insidious. They're like the plague. They're like the plague of Stampin' Up, the glue dot or the Stampin' Dimensionals backings. But we love our dimensionals, so we have to have them, right? Anyway, so what I've done, I went ahead and I pre-cut a leaflet, a gold leaflet, a gold leaflet. Thank you. I love this card too. It's really made my heart happy today. I'm enjoying the fall. I really enjoy making my Christmas cards, but I just needed the fall. I'm ready for the crisp, cool weather to come. So maybe this will bring that, huh? What do you think? Maybe? So anyway, here are the leaflets once again. And I used this one right here. Now, I don't know what kind of leaf that is. Is that an oak leaf, maybe? It's hard to tell when it's not on the tree, but it looks kind of like an oak leaf shape. Maybe, maybe not. But anyway, all I did, I cut a strip of the gold glimmer paper. And this is, I think, 2 inches. Yep, 2 inches by 12 inches. And I've already cut 2 out. And what you do when you run this through your Big Shot, you can line this up really, really close. And I save all these little bits because then you can go back and use those for punches, like little hearts and stars. They'll be great for making Christmas cards. See, I talked about Christmas again. Anyway, so that's how I ran it through the Big Shot. And I got this gorgeous leaf cut out, just like that. So let me show you all I did with my fast fuse. Listen, guys, this gold glimmer paper is awesome sauce, but you know something? This slick stuff on the back is really hard to glue down. In fact, there's only a couple of things that really work well with it. The Stampin' Dimensionals work really well with it, and the Fast Fuse work really well with it. But glue, snail, even glue dots are not the best thing to glue this down to your project. So all I did was just run one little line of Fast Fuse right down the center, and that's just going to get stuck down to my card right about there. Easy. And then I bring back in my Autumn Wishes, and I'm just going to put that right about there. That looks even, doesn't it? If it doesn't, don't tell me. Okay, that looks even. It's hard to look at this and look at the camera. I'm kind of looking high. I'm looking on top just so I can see what I'm doing through the camera too. But anyway, there is your finished card. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as my friend Don Griffith would say. Yeah, I have just had so much fun putting this together today. Like I said, I've been enjoying playing with my autumn toys a lot, and I'm really glad that you joined me in the studio today. Thank you for doing that and for talking to me, and I hope I caught everybody that was trying to say hi while I was doing the little demonstration here. Let me show you again a way to find me online, and if you want to follow me here on Periscope, it's at Trinity Design 95. That's also my Twitter handle. And I'm on Instagram at Trinity Design Studio. My blog is www.trinitydesignstudio.com. And my Stampin' Up! Website is the same, trinitydesignstudio.stampinup.net. And that's where you can order all the products that I used today for this card. So let me just go over again what I used last time. Crumb cake cardstock, soft suede ink. I used the hardwood background stamp. I used the Among the Branches stamp set for the greeting. This is the Venetian crochet trim, gold basic buttons, burlap ribbon, gold glimmer paper, and Blackberry Bliss cardstock. So there you go. There's your supply list. I'll have this on my blog later for you today, so you can refer back to that. And I will see you back here probably tomorrow with some more fun from the studio. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.